Welcome to Provincial Resource Library's Newfoundland and Labrador History Picture Show. My name is Bonnie Morgan, and I'm the Newfoundland and Labrador Collections Librarian with Newfoundland and Labrador Public Libraries. And this is another in our series of slideshows featuring images from the historical Newfoundland and Labrador photograph collection, which is housed at the A.C. Hunter Public Library in St. John's. Today's slideshow is entitled Historic Trinity Town, and it features pictures taken by Edmund Hunt in the mid-20th century. And it's a companion to the video Scenic Trinity Harbor, which also features images of Trinity from that time. So we'll start with a picture of the Anglican Parish Hall and Rectory. So the Parish Hall has a little tower and the Rectory is the White House on your right. And in between you'll see F.J. Morris's Residence and General Store. On that same road, you can see the Emma Hiscock Residence and Store, and that's currently a provincial historic site. This shows the Lester Garland premises, the house and the general store taken around 1940. And this is important because it shows the original house, which came down in the late 60s. It fell into disrepair, but it was rebuilt in the 1990s, and it is now home to the Trinity Historical Society and Archives. This is another part of the Lester Garland premises that was standing at that time, and it was called the Pork Store. This picture shows the courthouse, which was located behind the Anglican Parish Hall. This building can still be seen if you visit Trinity. Many of the buildings that I'm showing you are still standing in Trinity and can be visited if you go there. This one is the Erickson Residence and General Store. And here is a shot of the public wharf in Trinity, showing what was then called Jenkins Hotel. And this was around 1945. Next are a couple of beautiful historic homes that are in Trinity that were built in the mid-1800s. So this one was built by Dr. Robert White, and it's known as Bishop William White House because it was the birthplace of the first Newfoundland-born bishop of the Anglican Church in Newfoundland. This house, also built in the mid-1800s, was built by Captain Frank Ash, and it was known as the Anchorage. Here's the home of E.J. Grant. While you can't see the house that well, it's obscured by that big tree. I love this picture because of the person who is just sitting there taking their ease by the back door. And you can see it looks like mats or quilts kind of flung over the fence or the rail to air out or dry. And it's a great picture. So in terms of public buildings, we saw the courthouse and we saw some historic homes, but here is St. Paul's Anglican Church, which is a real landmark in Trinity. And it's a good example of Gothic Revival style, and it was consecrated in 1894. There were other Anglican churches in Trinity before that time, but this particular church was built in the late 1800s. And here you can see the mortuary chapel. There aren't a lot of these in Newfoundland, but there is one on the road leading into Trinity. This is an important church. It was built in 1833, and it is the Roman Catholic Church of the Most Holy Trinity. When this picture was taken in around 1940, it was known as St. John the Baptist, and it's the oldest standing church in Newfoundland and Labrador. This is a picture of Fisher's Cove, which was the part of Trinity where people first settled year-round. And here we can see again a view of St. Paul's taken from Fisher's Cove. This is a church that is no longer standing in Trinity. It's the Methodist Church. This picture is a bit earlier than the other ones I've shown you. This one was taken around 1912. This church was taken down in 1935. Here's something that was an unusual feature of Trinity, and this is the Trinity Loop, which was where trains could turn around to head up the Bonavista Peninsula. And this was something that people would travel to Trinity to see. So besides the beautiful historic architecture and the beautiful scenery, there were features like this that were tourist attractions. And where would you stay if you didn't have relatives in the area? Well, one place was the Trinity Cabins. And this was a picture that was taken around 1950. And the Trinity Cabins are important to my family because it's where my parents had their honeymoon. So I've got a soft spot for Trinity and for the Trinity area. And here we can see the swimming area at Trinity Cabins as it would have looked in around 1950. So if you enjoyed this picture show and you want to learn more about Trinity, I have some recommended reads. So Edmund Hunt's Aspects of the History of Trinity, which was published in 1981 by Harry Cuff Publications and edited by Percy Janes. Florence Murin, who is a gifted photographer in her own right, as well as the daughter of Edmund Hunt. And she published Now and Then, a collection of photographs of recent times and days gone by. That's interesting because you can look at pictures from different eras, some from the mid-30s, 1940s, and ones from later in the 20th century in the 1970s, and compare how things changed. Gordon Hancock's The Story of Trinity is a really good overview of the history of the area. And finally, I have as a book here the novel Clinch, The Pillar of Trinity by Edmund Bury, which was published by DRC in 2011. And finally, it's worth looking at the Trinity Historical Society website that has a lot of great information and some virtual exhibits. If you enjoy this slideshow, you will enjoy visiting the Trinity Historical Society website. So thank you for watching. My name is Bonnie Morgan, and I'm the Newfoundland and Labrador Collections Librarian with Newfoundland and Labrador Public Libraries. I want to let you know that there are more Newfoundland and Labrador history picture shows coming soon from your provincial resource library. And if you're interested in finding out more about the photographs in our collection, these photos are ones featured in our other picture shows, you can reach out to us at the Provincial Resource Library. You can send an email to reference@nlpl.ca or call us at 709-737-3950. Thank you again for watching.